So hello mates, today here we are going to do about 55 MCQs from the chapter Electrostatic class 12, and this video is for term 1 examination class 12, and just you have to do is solve the MCQ by your own. If you don't get the solution and if you don't get the answer, then I am here to explain. So starting without any waste of time. So here is the question 1. A comb runs through one's dry hair, attract a small bit of paper. This is due to comb is good conductor, paper is good conductor. The atoms in the paper get polarized by the charged comb, and the comb possesses magnetic property. So here correct answer is option C. The atom of the paper get polarized by the charged comb. So now question 2. Two sphere carrying charges plus 6 microcoulomb and plus 9 microcoulomb separated by a distance d experience a force of repulsion F when a charge of minus 3 microcoulomb is given to both the sphere and kept at the same distance as before. The new force of repulsion is. Then just forget about any Coulomb's law, and just you have to remember is F is directly proportional to Q. So in first case, Q1 and Q2 is equal to 9 into 6 is equal to 54 microcoulomb square. And now we have to do addition of minus 3 microcoulomb in plus 6 and minus 3 microcoulomb in plus 9. Then we are getting 3 and 6, and here it is 18. So here you can see charge is decreased 3 times, then force must be decreased 3 times. So the option D is correct here. So just we have to do a simple trick here to find the answer. Now question 3. Energy associated with a moving charge is due to electric field, magnetic field, both electric field and magnetic field, and none of these. So here if a charge is at rest, then it only possesses electric field, and when it is in motion, then it produces magnetic fields, and when it is in variable motion, that means its speed is changes with the time, then it also radiates electromagnetic wave. But here it is not mentioned it is changing or not, but here we can get an answer both electric field and magnetic field if the charge is moving. Now question 4. The magnitude of electric force experienced by a charged particle in an electric field depends on. So here we have to apply F is equal to QE. So here the magnitude of electric force experienced by the charged particle in an electric field depend on the charge of the particle. So here option A is the correct answer. Now question 5. A ring of radius r carries a charge q uniformly distributed over its length. A charge q is placed near its center will experience a force equal to. So we have to just remember this thing. Here any charge is distributed uniformly on the ring. So here at the center, the force experienced by any charge is 0, because electric field at that center is 0. Now question 6. Two identical conducting balls A and B have positive charge Q1 and Q2 respectively, but Q1 is not equal to Q2. The ball are brought together so that they touch each other and then kept in their original position. The force between them is. So many students will try a long calculation here, but here we have to just take a small example. Suppose the both charges are of 6 coulomb and another charges are of 4 coulomb. Here Q1 is not equal to Q2, so it is 6 and it is 4. But when we touch them, then the charge will be 5 and 5, because 6 plus 4 is 10 and 5 is also equal to 10, and charges is distributed 1 by 2, means half of the total charge. So here 6 into 4 is 24, and here 5 into 5 is 25. So here after this thing brought together so that they touch each other, after this process, we have seen that the value of Q1 into and Q2 is increases. The multiplication of Q1 and Q2 is increases. So the greater than that before the ball touched. So here option B is the correct answer of question 6. And if you feel that video is consuming your time, then you can just speed up the video by clicking that 3 dot button and playback speed, and then you can speed up to 2 into. So here question 7 is eliminated. Now question 8, charge on alpha particle is. So alpha particles is basically a helium element after removing its 2 of electrons. So it's plus 2e. So the value of E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 and into 2 is equal to 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 19. It's option C is the correct answer. So now question 9. Two small conducting sphere of equal radius have charge plus 10 coulomb and minus 20 coulomb respectively and placed at a distance r from each other experiences force F1. Then they are brought in contact and separated to the same distance. They experience force F2, the ratio of F1 and F2. Then you can easily apply that concept here. Force is directly proportional to Q, Q1 into Q2, and force is inversely proportional to the distance of R square. That means distance between them is R square. So here distance is not changed. Here you have to just apply Q1 into Q2. You have to do first Q1 into Q2 and then sum them and divide. It will be answer as minus 8 ratio 1. Just do a simple multiplication here. No need to go through that long complications. So here question 10. Three charges each of magnitude Q are placed at a corner of the equilateral triangle. The electrostatic force of the charge placed at the center is each of length L. So here of question 10 it's 0 and I think it is not needed to explain. A body has minus 80 microcoulomb of charge. Number of additional electron in it will be. So you have to just apply a simple concept. Q is equal to any quantization of charge and here you will get 5 into 10 to the power 14. Here it is simple multiplication or simple numericals. So now question 12. 2-point charge placed at a certain distance r in air exert a force F on each other. Then the distance r dash at which these charges will exert the same force in a medium of directly constant k is given by, and it will be result in r. No, not that. It option C r by root k. So you must remember this. This type of questions are repeating every year. So just remember this. Now question 13. An electron of mass m and charge q is isolated from rest in a uniform electric field of strength E. The velocity acquired by it as it travels a distance L is. So of question 13 it's A. I don't know how it is came, but I am also a student, so just if you know then let me know in the comment section. And of question 14, a charge plus q is placed at the origin O of xy axis as shown in figure. The work done in taking a charge q from A to B along the straight line AB is. This is the correct answer. So now moving to the question 15. Three charges 2q, minus q and minus q are located at the vertices of an equilateral triangle. At the center of the triangle the field is 0 but the potential is non-zero. The field is non-zero but the potential is 0. I think it is the correct answer. Yes, it is the correct answer. So if you take this 2q, minus q and minus q, I think this is not sufficient to explain, so sorry for that, but it is the correct answer because the potential is 0. K cube by r if you put on the potential, and if you put on the electric field k cube by r square and then component result, I think it has came something like this and this, and it will be something. So electric field is not 0 but the potential was 0. I have solved this. So now question 16. The magnitude of electric force intensity E is such that an electron placed in it would experience an electrical force equal to its weight is given by. So here of question 16 we are getting mg upon E. So here we have to apply F is equal to QE must be equal to mg, and here we have to put of Q here E, and E is equal to mg, and mg upon E is equal to electric field. So question 17. An electron and a proton are in uniform electric field, the ratio of their acceleration will be. So here of question 17, its correct answer is option C. The ratio of the mass of the proton and electron. So now question 18 here, which is the correct? So option A, joule is equal to coulomb into volt, and joule is equal to volt into ampere, and joule is equal to coulomb into coulomb by volt, and volt is equal to joule into coulomb. So when I saw these options, so I was thinking that it is the correct, but here it is wrong, because it is not joule into coulomb, it is volt is equal to joule per coulomb. So here it is modified, volt is equal to joule per coulomb. If you send this coulomb this side, then it will become joule per coulomb. So volt is equal to joule per coulomb. It is the correct answer. So now question 19, charge 1 microcoulomb is placed at each of the four corners of a square of side 2 root 2 m meter. The potential at the point of intersection of diagonal, if we are taking k is equal to 9 into 10 to the power and SI units, Newton meter square. Oh, I think it's not Newton meter square, so whatever, but we have to just solve this of question 19. So it's option A. If you are going to solve, then you will get this answer. So now question 20, in general metallic ropes are suspended from the carriers to the ground, which take inflammable materials like petrol trucks or anything. The reason is their speed is controlled to keep the gravity of the carrier near to the earth. What a nonsense options, but here it is to keep the body of the carrier in contact with the earth. Just because when anybody is frictionalized with air, then it will acquire any positive or negative charge according to their property. But to transfer that charge to the ground, just because inflammable materials can take fire easily, so we just ground that vehicle. So option C is the correct answer. Now question 21, if a plastic rod rubbed with a fur is made to touch to a small pitch ball suspended nearby, then which figure shows their final configuration? So if you see the option, then with the common sense we can think that both the balls will get the same charge, and if both will get the same charge, then they will repel each other. So this is not going to correct, and this is not going to correct option. So this and this. So if you, by the Newton's third law, when a ball apply a force on another ball, then it will also apply a force. So here mg also work, and here mg also work. So this is impossible. So option B is the correct answer. Now question 22, when a body is connected to earth, electrons from the earth flows into the body. This means the body is, so if we ground any object to the earth, then extra charge will flow to the earth. So here electron from the earth flows into bodies. If we assume electron flowing to the body, that means positive charge flows through it. So it was positively charged at first. So of 22, option B is correct answer. Now question 23, electric wiring in our house has only one wire, two wires, remain unchanged. I think this is the wrong answer, wrong option. Nothing can be predicted as information is sufficient. This is the correct answer, because there are three wires, one is live and another is neutral, and third one is earth wire. So now question 24, in charging by induction, body to be charged must be an insulator, body to be charged must be semiconductor, body to be charged must be conductor. So option C is the correct answer, because if we are charging by induction, then the charges must have to flow from one side to another, and to make this charge positive or negative according to the body placed near it. So this must be conductor, that then only the charges will flow from one side to another. Then option C is the correct answer. Now question 25, additive nature of charges means total charge on a system remain constant, total charge on an isolated system is always zero, charge are of two types. No, it tell about the scalar nature of the charge. So option D is the correct answer. Now question 26, charge of a body is always an integral multiple of, so it will be of charge present on one electron. That's why we count a formula as a Q is equal to Ne. So now question number 27. The minimum charge of an object is not 1 coulomb. It's 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 9, and it is also known as E. One quantum of charge. It is also known as one quantum of charge is E. Now question number 28. If a body gives out 10 to the power 9 electrons per second, how much time is required to get a total charge of 1 coulomb from it? So its correct answer is, I think we have practiced this question many times, and I think it is given in NCERT, around 198 years. It's not days, it's years. Just try to remember this, otherwise remember 200 years approx. Now question number 29. Magnitude of force, it's Coulomb's law, K Q1 Q2 by R square. So here we are getting option D as a correct answer. Now question number 30. In the following configuration of charge, force on charge Q2 by Q1 is given by, here option A is the correct answer. It is just a Coulomb's law in vector form. So now question number 31. For charge Q1 and Q2, if force between them for some separation of air is F, the force between them in medium of permittivity epsilon will be. So here F by K, we know that F dash is F by K, and here K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. So if you turn that, so we are getting option A as a correct answer. Just see, F by epsilon naught, then this will goes up, and epsilon naught F by epsilon, it will be the correct answer. Now question 32. The ratio of the force between two spheres with constant charge in air and in a medium of dielectric constant, so F by K, and then it will go up and F cancel, so K ratio 1 is the correct answer. So here option B is the correct answer of question number 32. Now question number 33. Force between two charge varies with distance between them as, so it is inversely proportional. So option C is the correct answer of question number 33. Now question number 34. So its correct answer is B, F1, F2 and F3 mod is equal to 0. I really don't know the solution of this question. So if you know, then let me know in the comment section. Now question number 35. A force of 2.25 Newton act on a charge of 15 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb. The intensity of electric field at that point is. So here just do a simple calculation, and you are going to get option C as 1500 Newton per coulomb. So here just you have to do the force of 2.25 act on a charge. F is equal to QE. Just apply, and electric field you have to find out, then send this Q at this side, and F by Q is equal to E. So now question number 36. And in an uniformly charged sphere of total charge Q of radius R, and after reading this I can say that this is the correct answer, because inside that it is KQ R by R cube. Here R is the distance, and R capital R cube, that is the radius of the sphere, and after, just outside that sphere it is KQ by R square. Now question number 37. Two field lines can never cross each other because field lines are straight lines, because if it is plus Q charge, then it will go like this, then it can't intersect each other. Now question number 38. Two infinite plane parallel sheet separated by distance d have equal. So because of one sheet it is sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and just because of another sheet it will become sigma by epsilon naught. So here we are, don't be confused, because here two sheets are used parallel. So here sigma by epsilon naught is the correct answer, option B. Now question number 39. What is the force between two small charge sphere having charge of 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb placed 30 centimeter apart in air? Then you have to just apply simple Coulomb's law here, KQ Q1 Q2 by R square, and you will get answer 39 of B, 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. It is not that question is wrong. I have solved that and this was the answer. So just we are going to move on the question number 40. Of question number 40, work done by external force in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a point is equal to the electrostatic potential at that point and equal to the negative of work done by the electrostatic force. So here both options are correct. So option C, both A and B is the correct answer. And if you are thinking that change in kinetic energy is zero, so here in this case it is common that the change in kinetic energy is zero. So here I think option C is the correct answer, both A and B. Now question number 41, we are just 15 question apart. So question number 41, if a point charge plus q is taken along two different paths, say A and B, and the part 2 such that A and B on the lies on the circle plus q. Another charge is placed at the center, then which the given statement holds true for the work done along the two paths. So just you have to find out. So you have to just do the change in potential of final minus potential of initial point of question number 41. It's C. So here it will be same. No matter you bring from which path, but that thing will be same. Work done will be same. Uniform electric field E exists between two charged plates. What would be the work done in moving a charge Q along the closed path? So here it is 0. Don't ask why, because it was very simple. I am not going to explain. Question 43, the above figure shows the variation of potential V on electric field with R for a point charge Q. Which of the given curve represents E versus R or V versus R? So I think its correct answer is option A, and I don't have any explanation for this question. So question number 44, a charge 2q is placed at each corner of the cube of side A. The potential at the center of the cube is. So you have to find the potential at the center of the cube, then just apply the thing where you will be stuck is distance between diagonal, this diagonal and this. So it is root 3a if the length of the side of the cube is a, and you have to just do it root 3a by 2 and take it as a r while finding the potential, and you will get option C, 8 cube by root 3 pi epsilon naught a. Just convert k into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now question number 45, as per this diagram, a point charge plus q is placed at the origin O. Work done in taking another point charge minus q from the point A coordinates 0a to another point B coordinate a 0 along the straight path A and B. And of question number 45, it's A, it's 0. Now question number 46, 5 ball named A to E are suspended using separate thread. A, B, B, D, D, A show electrostatic attraction, while pair B, C, D, E show repulsion. Therefore, ball A must be. Of question number 46, if you are going to assume A as a positive, then B must be negative because they are attracting. And B, if B is negative, then D must be positive. And D is positive, so A must be negative. So here A is positive also and A is coming negative also, and it is not possible, then A must be, and if you are taking it as a negative sign, then here it will come positive. So A can't have two charges, and it is only possible in a neutral A. If a body A is neutral, then it can get positive charge also and it can get negative charge also. So here option C is the correct answer. Now question 47, a position and an electron are located in an uniform electric field. They will experience force equal in the same direction, force equal in magnitude only, equal acceleration in opposite direction, and acceleration equal in magnitude only. Of question number 47, option B is the correct answer, force equal in magnitude only. So force equal in same direction, it is impossible, because one is plus charge and one is minus charge. It will go in the direction of electric field and it will go opposite in the direction of magnetic field. Equal in the acceleration, acceleration is equal to F is equal to ma, then A is equal to F by m, and the mass is same, so for acceleration depend upon the mass, and acceleration equal in magnitude only, it is not possible. So option here B is the correct answer. Here, which of the following is the correct depiction of the variation of electric field with distance r for a line of charge? So here kq by anything, electric field kq by r square. So here of 48, option A is the correct answer, kq by r square. It is not the correct option just because it is touching this y-axis, and here it is correctly drawn. So number question 45. Two charges placed in air repel each other by the force of 10 to the power minus 4. When oil is introduced between charges, then the force becoming 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. The dielectric constant of oil is, just you have to do is F dash. F dash is I think F dash is equal to F by K. So here just send this K this side, and F by K is equal to F by F dash. So just put the values, you will get 4 as an answer of question number 49. Option D is the correct answer. Now question 50. Just solve this, you will get this. Two particles of equal mass m and charge q are placed at a distance of 16 centimeter. They do not experience any force. The value of q by m is, here you don't have to do with this distance, because when you are finding r square will be of both sides. I am not going what you are going to do here, just leave force, just write force between two charges, gravitational force at RHS, and at LHS write the electrostatic force between two charges, and you will get that answer as option D. Now question number 51. The electric field in a certain region is given by E vector is equal to 5 I cap minus 3 j cap, and here we are going to get of question number 51 is option B, minus 21 kilovolt. So I am not going to explain that numerical because video is too lengthy and you have to just explain all the questions. So now moving to our question number 52. So it is assertion and reason, and you know the rules of the assertion and reason because you are going to give the exams on 10th of December. So question number 52. When charge are shared between any two bodies, no charge is really lost, but some loss of energy does occur. Yes, when electrons flow from one sphere to another, then when current flows, then some energy are lost. So reason, it is given some energy disappear in the form of heat and sparking. So of resistance, just because of resistance, when a charge flow, it will lost in heat and sparking. So here both options are true, but it is not explaining that why the charge is not lost. If it will be mentioned that this is because of the conservation of charge, then it must be the explanation, but it is not explaining that. So option B is the correct answer. Both are the correct, but reason is not explaining the assertion. Now question 53. Mass of ion is slightly different from its element. An ion is formed when some electrons are removed or added, so mass changes. So again, here of question number 53, it is explaining that reason is explaining the assertion. So it is option A is the correct answer. Now question 54. The surface charge density of two spherical conductors of different radii are equal. Then the electric field intensity near their surface are also equal, and reason is given. Surface charge density is equal to the charge per unit area. It is per, it is mistyping I think. Of question number 54, it is option B is the correct answer. Both assertion and reason is true, but it is not the correct explanation. Now last question, question number 55. Oscillating charge produce electromagnetic wave, and oscillating charge has acceleration. So if a charge is oscillating, then speed is increasing and decreasing, so it will radiate electromagnetic wave. So it is the option is the correct answer. So we have done all the 55 questions, and I think 2 or 3 I have not explained. If you know that, just let me know in the comment section, and if you think that any question I have solved wrong, then let me know in the comment section. I will surely think about that. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.